Welcome to the show. Today I'm talking to someone whose story is as powerful as it is inspiring. Jennifer Dawn Eikenhorst is here with me today, and she has a podcast called Accidental Hope that is just taking off like wildfire. And it stems from your book, a memoir that you wrote called Left Turn. So, welcome to the show. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Well, this is a journey that you're helping other people understand and perhaps help them through as well, um, of love and healing and forgiveness. You know, all
Right.
these major themes that we deal with in life. But if you would tell us what kind of prompted you to write Left Turn.
Yeah. Well, it started because as really just journal entries.
Oh, really?
My therapist had asked me to maybe write letters to the man in my accident, the deceased, and it would maybe help me find closure. So I guess to back up.
Yeah, tell me what happened.
Yeah. So on a Tuesday that was a normal day, October 4th, 2016.
Okay.
It was a very normal day. I taught school and had mom duties. We had kids in all the sports and, divide and conquer. My husband's a coach, and I had just picked up my daughter from a friend's house, and the plans had just changed literally 10 minutes, a little bit before 8 p.m. And originally the friend was going to bring my daughter to me.
Mm-hmm.
And, I realized they were at home and I didn't want her to get back out, and it was chilly that evening. And I just said, no, I'll swing by and come grab her. Don't
Yeah.
get back out. So with my daughters in the car, I made a stop at a stop sign on a hill. And what I did not know was that there was a man on a motorcycle approaching from my left. So we were both following the law. He was following the law. I was following the law.
It was dark at
It
this
was
time?
dark.
Oh.
It was a country road.
Oh.
And I just didn't see him. And when I pulled out in front of him, he didn't have time to react. And he succumbed to his injuries. And his name was David. And I honor him and the life that he had. And he was a father and a son and a brother and a veteran. And he had children. And he didn't deserve to die that day. And so many lives changed that evening. My girls that were in the car with me.
What were their ages?
They were 12 and 4 at the
Okay.
time. Yeah. And it was so life-changing even for myself. I didn't understand to be a school teacher and had dedicated my life to ministry and wanting to help people. That was the prayer. Lord, can I just help people? And now to have hurt children permanently.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to be in this new life. And it was very dark and very hard for a very long time. And there were just no resources. No one was talking about this. I didn't know anyone who'd experienced this. It felt very isolating, very alone. And as an educator, when I was in counseling, he suggested writing letters to the deceased to maybe have some closure, say the things I needed to say, because I was experiencing clinical grief and I did not know this.
You didn't even know him.
No. So, I know you had a friend on the show and she explained her father's torment.
Mm-hmm.
You feel those same feelings even when you don't know the person. You have complicated grief if you did know the victim, and you have complicated grief if you did not know the victim. So I went through all these different PTSD stages. Hallucinations.
Did you really?
Oh, hallucinations.
What would you see in the hallucination?
I would see motorcycle, hear sounds that I didn't. I would see motorcycle, like a shadow of a motorcycle. I would feel like I saw David. I would be washing my dishes and suddenly apologizing to David. There's just layers of it. Then my 4-year-old, instead of drawing pictures of, flowers, she was suddenly bringing me pictures of the ambulance and a dead body. And, we were all just in this place of not knowing what to do. And our whole life got very, very small, and we, wanted to close ourselves in. And we had just thankfully a wonderful church community and friends that did their best to support us. And my parents, that love unconditional. And even though I felt so alone, I just knew there had to be other people like me. And after months of searching, I found a woman in California, and she had started a blog called Accidental Impacts. And when I tell you, the first time I received a letter from her, we started to pen pal, and I realized I was not alone.
What did that mean?
It
to
meant
you?
the whole world.
Yeah.
It was a lifeline. It meant that here she was, Dr. Marianne Gray, survived 40 years of unintentionally killing someone. And she was a UCLA psychology professor, director, of UCLA. And
She had all the book learning.
she had all the book learning.
Yeah.
And she was driven by this accident. Her accident involved an 8-year-old boy that ran in front of her car. And
it's anyone's nightmare.
no, yeah. And she spent 30-something years never telling a soul besides her husband. Yes. But pursuing psychology to help herself and others. And I feel like that's one of the greatest things that you can do with pain is repurpose it. And when I found her, and she was a Jewish woman and I'm a Christian woman, and she told me about the Old Testament when I was really wrestling with my faith. I had loved the Lord since I was 10 years old. And I was like, Lord, how? Why would you allow this to happen?
Yeah.
And a lot of people do turn from their faith in these situations. I mean, it affects every 18 minutes an American is involved in an accident like this. Every 18 minutes, thousands upon thousands every year. And that's not including like accidental shooting, accidental drowning, medical procedures. This is car accident related. And then there's no resources. So you can imagine that there's one blog, a couple of books, one clinical study in the whole world, and all these people feeling helpless. So I was talking with her, and I was still wrestling with the Lord. And she said, Jennifer, I know that you are a person of faith. And she said, I want you to go to the Old Testament. And she told me about these cities of refuge. And throughout the Old Testament, there is, 13 ancient cities. And the Lord set apart 6 cities, 3 above the Jordan and 3 below the Jordan, for people who unintentionally kill someone.
Really?
Yes. And they were places where if you went there to seek asylum, you would be protected in the walls. Because, you think of the Old Testament, there is this blood debt.
Right, an eye for an eye.
An eye for an eye. And I will tell you, 100% of people who have ever responded to any of our research have said they suffered with suicidal ideation.
Yeah.
100%. Because the human experience, if you are a healthy human, psychologically, if you take another life, you feel as if you don't deserve your own.
Yeah.
I mean, every human experience that I met with felt with, if I get to do this, David does not. If I get to experience my children, David's children do not.
Having their father, yeah.
Right. So every single thing that you're met with, not just even triggers of driving, it's everything. And you are haunted. So anyway, without the lack of resources and her telling me this, I thought, man, the Lord knew me and knew what it meant to have community when you've been involved with something like this. You needed to be able to grieve with people alongside you that understood. And, over time that developed with what do I do, Lord? Because hers is obviously a different type of blog than what I would want to do, bringing in the faith perspective and the Christian viewpoint, the fact that I do have a Savior that died for all of this. And it was very important to me. And so the podcast was born. And the book
Accidental Hope.
Yes,
So
Accidental
you kind of
Hope.
use that accidental theme. But having hope is everything.
Yeah. And Dr. Gray championed me. She said, Jennifer, you're going to be our ambassador of hope. And I just remember saying, okay, I will take up that torch and tell people that their life is still worth living and that this is a chapter, not their whole book. And just to hopefully find peace. And if you can't change the past, make a better future.
Yeah, it is always a temptation to go through the what ifs. What if your friend had brought your child home?
Right. Yeah. Why did this happen? I will tell you that my whole world opened up in ways I would never have imagined. I've talked with people from all over the world who have written me, Peru,
Really?
India. Sometimes I'll chart in like little bitty countries that I've never heard of. And
So how they're hearing about you through the podcast or through the blog?
Yeah, through the podcast. I mean, they Google search. I mean, I myself Google searched accident and fault, and a lot of times I would just come up with a lot of different lawyers, criminal defense attorneys and lawyers that are saying, we will get you all the money. And I remember how crushing it was. And so now people are finding me and I do openly talk about it. And it is very awkward. I mean, I have kids of my own and teenagers, and if you can imagine, I talk about the most painful day of my life, but I do it in hopes that someone's listening and they've had this secret. People that who have never shared with anyone that they had this accident that cost the life of an innocent person.
Wow. Were you able to go to his funeral service? You weren't involved in any way?
No. And a lot of people don't know this, but the law enforcement themselves, your insurance company, they will tell you do not have any contact with the family. And that is also crushing and has its own layers of, and rightfully so. I mean, unless they reach out to you, which I have heard of people saying, I want to know the person driving. I want, I have heard of that, I'm thinking of one in particular. It was a pastor's daughter who passed away in the accident, and they invited the driver to her funeral and kept in touch. I'm thinking of another family who, the family was actually involved in the youth ministry, and one of their youth attendants ran over their little boy, and they stayed in touch with him and have regular, meetings with him, dinners with him, So that does happen, but more so than not, I mean, the family needs to grieve, and there's anger that comes with grieving.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
That's one of the stages.
Right. Yeah. And I get it. I mean, to put myself in their shoes, I mean, even I know speaking about my own pain and my own grief could potentially cause them pain.
Right.
And my heart is very conflicted.
So you've not heard from any of the family?
I have.
Oh, you have?
I have. I did. And that's another biblical thing. I don't know. Is it okay to talk about all the biblical things?
That's
all
fine.
The faith-based things?
Hey, I'm good with
okay.
it.
Okay.
I know he's good with it.
Well, yeah. So, actually, it'll be 2 years ago in December. I got this message on Facebook, and, his children were younger, and now 7 years later, And, 7 years in biblical terms, there's a year of Jubilee and in the
Kind
Jewish
of perfection. 7 is the number of
Yes.
perfection. Yeah.
And it was 7 years. And
Yeah.
I got this message that said, "Are you the Jennifer that was involved in a crash in 2016?" And I knew who he was. He was the son of David. And I messaged my therapist and said, "What do I do?" And I could ignore it, but I had prayed for years that I would hear from them.
Yeah.
And I've been praying for them for all these
Mm-hmm.
years. That God would provide for them, that He would give them peace and healing and all the things that they needed. And He wanted to know who I was, and kind of, I think they heard about the book or one of the interviews I had done. I actually don't know that part. I didn't ask them, but I kept the door open if they wanted to ask me any questions. He just wanted to know who I was, and, I told him I'm trying to help people like me. I am, and I honor him. I've told their dad's story to millions of people and keep his legacy alive, that he didn't deserve it that day. And I honor him. And at the same time, his sister, who is younger, did not share the same feelings. She was really still struggling with, and I honor her feelings as well. I understand, if she ever hears this, understand everything that she wrote to me and what she needed to tell me. Yeah. And I understand it, and my heart goes out to her, that if there was anything at all that I could have done that day differently, I would do it. Oh, yeah. In a heartbeat. I would literally have laid down my life to not have hurt them. Even with my own daughters in the car, I never, ever would have expected it and or wanted this situation. And so from there, I took a whole year off. So I spent a year not recording, not interviewing, praying, "Lord, search my heart. Should I take this all down and walk away?" Mm-hmm. And during that time, I kept getting emails from people. A pastor in Ohio that had a young person, 16 years old, that killed 2 people in their town, and what do we do? What should we look for? What are the signs? Is there any support? What books do you recommend? Just to talk to that other mom and just tell her that there are other moms going through what you're going through with your child. Another person emailed me from New York, and it was a retired fireman who was in an accident with a 3-year-old. And just these stories would come in, and I was there, and I felt, "Lord, you're not," even though I said, "Okay, the interviews are going to stop. I'm not going to promote my book. I'm not going to do anything." These little intimate things were happening, and it healed me too. It healed me too, to just say, "Hey, I want you, if you get to this point, I want you to call the helpline." I did my first welfare check on that fireman. I called the city of New York and said, "This is what I know of this person. I think they're in trouble," and I'm so honored that the Lord would trust me with this, because not everybody can talk about their experience. Mm-hmm. And I know how painful it is, and I know that it's not very fun that mom does this, but I do see how it honors the Lord with my experience, and hopefully honors David, that I'm trying to help people to see, if there's anything you can do. Driving is such an important thing that we can do. There was nothing I think that I could have done differently in my accident. So that's why we don't risk driving while streaming. That's why we don't risk not wearing our seatbelt. That's why we don't risk speeding. We don't risk all these things on our phones, all of the things. Yeah.
Things. So much more I want to talk to you about, Jennifer, but we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
And when we come back, we will continue our discussion with Jennifer Dawn Eikenhorst, who wrote Left Turn and is the host of the podcast Accidental Hope. Stay with us. There's more of the show ahead. A big thank you to our sponsor, Fox & Co. Bakery. Check them out for delicious baked goods and your catering needs.
So it's football season, and we can create your outdoor tailgating spaces that is actually a part of your home. Bifold doors that tie in the inside and the outside, and you can gain anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 square feet living space, all while taking in the big game, poolside. Call us at Gather & Co. Kitchen and Bath, where we can create your unique tailgating space.
Serving Central Texas since 1889, TFNB Your Bank for Life takes pride in being more than a bank. At TFNB, we remain committed to these principles. If you value them too, come join us. TFNB, Your Bank for Life.
Hey Waco, meet your new favorite email. It's called the Waco Buzz, the local newsletter that skips crime and chaos and gets straight to the good stuff. New restaurants, hidden gems, weekend events, and stories that make you proud to call Waco home. It's quick, free, and written by people who love Waco as much as you do. Join thousands of neighbors who already start their mornings with the Waco Buzz at thewacobuzz.com.
And we are back with Jennifer Dawn Eikenhorst.
Hi.
And Jennifer has been telling us her story, having been at the wheel during an accident late at night, and it cost the life of a motorcyclist. And I'm thinking back, I probably reported this accident. And that's one thing as a reporter, as an anchor, you report news stories. And I always had to remind myself, there are people who are suffering because of this.
Yes.
The family. But in your case as well.
Yeah.
The person who
The driver
was was right there in the middle of this, and you said you did not receive a citation. I mean, there was no.
No, I did have to go in the state of Texas. Every fatality has to go before the grand jury.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Yes. So I didn't receive a citation.
Okay.
But I did have to go before grand jury because he had the right of way, and I thankfully received a no bill. So the book is actually from a couple of days before the accident to the day of grand jury.
Okay.
When I am, because you do feel this pressure of, I've dedicated my whole life. I remember I was 36 years old and I was, I've got this master's degree in education and I have kids and I am at, the basketball games and the soccer league and, I'm doing all these things, but it could have just ended in an instant.
Right.
If I had been on my phone, Ann, all of that would have changed.
Oh, yeah. You would be in prison right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Rightfully
so.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is, I tell people, and I am quoting my criminal defense attorney. I mean, you think, why am I ever going to need this? Like, the Christian criminal defense attorneys, but I needed one. I had to have a defense attorney. And I remember him saying, Jennifer, a car is a loaded weapon and no one ever thinks about it that way.
Yeah.
Your vehicle is a loaded weapon. And if we thought about that in terms of what would we not do? Putting on our makeup. Would we hold a loaded weapon without the thing on while we're just putting on
eating a hamburger?
Right.
I mean, all this stuff.
But all of those things can then be evidence within a case. I know someone who was convicted because they were eating a shrimp taco in Austin and the shrimp fell into their lap. They looked down and then hit a bicyclist.
That was it.
These moments in time where everyone had to be in this one particular spot. And I did have to wrestle with the Lord because, a second here, a second there, and it changes everything.
Yeah.
So I did know that I had to release control to a higher power and to trust the Lord and trust that there is an enemy of this world and that comes to kill, steal, and
He
destroy.
wants to steal,
Yeah.
kill, and destroy.
Yes.
Yeah, I do want to hear some more about your faith. How you say that you kind of went through a crisis um, of faith after this happened, and it was really a Jewish woman who helped you through that.
Right. Isn't that amazing? It makes my heart so happy because it just feels like so God, you know,
Yeah.
and if you know what that means, it's just so Him, you know. But there were miracle after miracle. And so my husband is a coach for small private Christian schools,
Mhm.
and we'd moved, you know, different places, and we had been in the Metroplex for a long time. And we got called back to Granbury, Texas, which is where the accident took place. And when we moved, we decided to sell our house, pay off some debt, and downsize
Mhm.
into a townhome. And this townhome was owned by friends, and it was right in the middle of like several houses. I mean, when I say townhome, it was like a string of homes.
Mhm.
And when this happened, I had 3 prayers, probably 4. Lord, please, with everything, provide for the children, that they will have everything that they need, that they could possibly imagine, you know, that love will just abound and surround them, that they will just feel your peace in everything that they do. I mean, that was my number one prayer.
Mhm.
After the fact that just praying that he would survive, right?
Yeah.
But when we realized that he was gone, that was the prayer. Then it was, Lord, please, I pray that I will meet someone that knew him so that I can at least apologize to someone.
Yeah.
Could I just please meet someone that knew him? And then the prayer was, Lord, would you please help me to find someone like me so that I know I'm going to make it? Okay, these are the prayers. And then I wanted to meet Marianne eventually. I was like,
Mhm.
Lord, will there be a way that I can meet her in California someday? But because she became a hero, right? You know,
because she
Yeah.
experienced the same
actually, yes.
thing.
And so here I am with these prayers, and you won't believe this, but maybe you will. The family to our right, our neighbors to our right, I was actually having a garage sale to pay for my lawyer fees. And he walks over and he says, oh, this elliptical. My wife would really love this elliptical. You know, if it's still here when I get back from the VA, I'd like to buy it. And my heart began to beat out of my chest. And the Holy Spirit said, it's your choice. And I looked at him and I said, did you know David? And he knew exactly who I was talking about. And I said, and he said, yes. And I said, it was me. And I confessed to my neighbor, this was his friend. My neighbor was his friend.
Yeah.
We had lived there for 2 years, Anne.
Oh, and didn't know.
No. But I knew that David was on his way to the VA.
Mm-hmm.
There was like, where they have like food, and the VFW where they
Yeah.
and I knew that chances are, as soon as he said that, as soon as my heart, no one knew, and I could have said nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But I had been praying fervently that I would meet someone. And I said it was me. And I began to weep, and
Aw.
I apologized
Yeah.
and asked for forgiveness that I hurt this group of people, friends. And he said, we would have never thought it was you. I would have never thought it was you. We all thought it was a drunk driver. So I got to clear up misconceptions too. And just how the Lord brought that. And I remember just thinking so thankful, but I wasn't out of the woods. He just answered that prayer.
Okay, right.
And I felt, okay, thank you, Lord, that you answered this prayer. But I wasn't out of the woods of mentally, spiritually, physically. I was still just beside myself. But you fast forward, and my husband had been called to coach here at Live Oak in Waco. And we're getting ready to move. So I tell the other neighbor to our left, I say, we're moving, and the moving truck may block your garage. Please let us know if it's in the way. And she said, you're moving? And I said, yes, I can't live here after the accident. We need a new start. We need a fresh start. Chris is going to be coaching for Waco.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, what accident? And then I realized I never told her because her husband drove a motorcycle. And my heart just thought, don't you dare tell him that, Well, I began to cry again, I just weeping in front of Kimberly, that's her name. And she said, honey, why didn't you tell me? I would have, made you dinner. Or I said, well, someone died in my accident and I just was too ashamed. And she said, Jennifer, why don't you come in here and have some coffee? And she invited me in and she called her husband down. She said, Johnny, come on down here. And when I say Johnny, I want you to imagine John Wayne.
Okay.
Okay?
Right.
Rugged cowboy, big guy.
Yeah.
Comes down the stairs, sits next to me outside in their porch, and she's bringing me coffee, and I'm weeping.
Yeah.
And I'm imagining that he's thinking, oh my goodness, I need to help with something, like something's happened to me.
Yeah, this hysterical woman.
Yes, yes. And I mean, he just knew me from borrowing eggs. I mean,
Yeah, right. Right.
Hey,
Just the neighbor,
I got your letter, in my mailbox.
Yeah.
And she says, Johnny, Jennifer was in an accident like yours. So the neighbor to my left was the answer to the third prayer, Anne. And he began to weep.
Yeah.
John Wayne, who was also named Johnny,
Yeah.
lip began to quiver. And he said, it was 18 years ago, and I was driving back from Tarleton, and a young woman the same age as my daughter pulled out in front of me. And I knew instantly she didn't make it. And he said, I tore my shirt and they found me in the ditch. And he said, the first year is going to be the hardest, to cling to my faith and cling to my family, and that I was going to make it. But the first year was the hardest. I mean, he told me other things like stay away from alcohol because I didn't. That's what he used to cope for many years. Mm-hmm. And that was the family that I actually told you about. The deceased in his accident was a Cleburne pastor's daughter. Mm-hmm. And they invited him in, and he still struggled with alcoholism afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it is a haunting. But the Lord answered both prayers from one neighbor and another neighbor. And eventually, I did get to meet Mary Ann.
Mm-hmm. Did you?
Yes, on the Red Table Talk, which was just beyond me. Saying yes to a podcast and just thinking, well, if just a couple people find it, maybe it'll just be therapeutic for me. Mm-hmm. So I'm Googling and YouTubing how to put together a podcast. I mean, I'm an educator. I teach math.
Yeah, this kind of thing is not really your bailiwick. Yeah.
No, but I just used what I had, and I just wanted to have this yes, that if somebody searched it, they wouldn't feel alone. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so the Lord has answered all of those prayers. It is just remarkable to where I don't have any other answers other than, no way, this has to be the Lord. And there's more. There's literally miracle after miracle that just, it's what's kept me going.
So how can people find your podcast?
It's on any streaming where they find their own podcasts. accidentalhope.com is my website. And then we have, you can reach me at accidentalhope@gmail.com. If you want to email me. My hope is to have in-person gatherings starting in the new year, where we meet at a coffee shop, and people like myself just get together to know, from the Central Texas area, that we're not alone. Maybe our accidents are at different times, maybe just for prayer, whatever it is. I don't really know exactly what it's going to look like, but I believe that is the next step.
I think you, as you've seen, amazed at how many people are dealing with these kinds of issues, tragedies, not of your own making, but we live in a fallen world where bad things happen.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
gosh, thank you so much, Jennifer,
you.
for sharing your story with us, and how you're taking what you've learned and how God has strengthened your faith
Yes.
and forgiveness. And you had to forgive yourself too, didn't you?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I'm fully there, but I do know a piece that God's forgiven me, and I believe David's forgiven me. And I think it's just moving forward and doing the best that I can to share hope.
Yeah. And so how can folks get your book, To Left Turn?
Yeah, it's on Amazon, or you can go to like barnesandnoble.com, things like that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you again.
Thank you
for sharing your story with us.
I appreciate you.
Yeah. Stay with us. There is more of the show ahead.
The Waco Fire Department is making plans to put the holiday fire engine back into action this year. Starting the weekend after Thanksgiving and running through the weekend before Christmas, Waco Fire is bringing the holiday cheer to your neighborhood. They'll be posting the schedule on their socials, but you can find when they'll be in your neighborhood on the City of Waco's website. Mark your calendars for the City of Waco's 3-day celebration of holiday fun and cheer. The annual Waco Wonderland Festival will take place December 5th through the 7th at Heritage Square in downtown Waco, featuring a tree lighting ceremony, fireworks, free photos with Santa, food trucks, a vendor market, live entertainment, a snow tube hill, a Ferris wheel, a holiday train, and so much more. Admission is totally free, so kick off the holidays with the City of Waco's Wonderland. I'm Elizabeth Riley with Act Locally Waco, and I will see you next time.
Natural Cycles identifies your fertile window by analyzing changes in your temperature. Just measure in the morning, add your temperature into the app, then learn which days you can and cannot get pregnant. It's that easy. Learn more at naturalcycles.com.
It's the Restore Clarity Focus Patch, my little secret weapon for staying sharp, focused, and on task. Each box comes with simple instructions inside, so you always know exactly how to apply it. Each patch lasts for 3 days. I love that I can wear it all day.
BadCreditLoans.com is a pioneering service provider that has carved a reputation in the financial industry. Simple, fast, and reliable loan application process. And its commitment to responsible borrowing makes it a trusted partner in the journey towards financial stability.
Experience the perfect blend of exquisite craftsmanship and life-changing technology with Gevi. Every product is built with precision, featuring specialized parts that ensure durability, efficiency, and safety. Upgrade your everyday with Gevi. Visit us at gevi.com to discover more.
I think anybody that's ever lived in an RV, even for a short period of time, has to have their priorities right, because you take everything that's valuable to you in life and put it in something that's no longer than 40 feet, no wider than 108 inches. And then you'll push your slide out maybe now. You got to know the difference between gray water, black water, and fresh water, which one to drain first, which one to chase it with. So I was sitting in Pioneer RV Park in Port Aransas, Texas, and looked around. It's the easiest song I ever wrote. Then that guy named Gary P. Nunn picked it up and made it a #1 hit. And so that's how I got to quit my day job 20 years ago and go full-time music. south of San Antonio, outside of Aransas Pass, just east of Corpus Christi. You won't find it on a map. Well, it's in between the condos and those $1 million homes. There's a campground on the ocean where folks from Waco, Texas like to go. Let's go. On the Redneck Riviera, welcome to the promised land. Unhitch the trailer from my pickup, put a cold one in my hand. I don't need no fancy high rise, I'm living off the land. I got all I'll ever need. My family's here with me. My castle's in the sand. Roll out the carpet grass, pull the awnings down for shade, string up the jalapeno Christmas lights. Our home is looking great. Pull down the ice chest and lawn chairs, put on shades and sunscreen too. Stake out a little piece of real estate, low monthly payments, but lordy, what a view. Look at that, Zach. On the Redneck Riviera, welcome to the promised land. Unhitch the trailer from my pickup, put a cold one in my hand. I don't need no fancy high rise, 'cause I'm living off the land. I got all I'll ever need. My family's here with me. My castle's in the sand. Campfire biscuits for breakfast. Tonight we'll barbecue. We'll play all day along the beaches like us rich folks do. Tonight we're fishing off the jetty, counting stars until the dawn. Grab that fishing pole tighter, Tim. I think you got a big one on the Redneck Riviera. Welcome to the promised land. Unhitch the trailer from my pickup, put a cold one in my other hand. I don't need no fancy high rise, I'm living off the land. I got all I'll ever need. All of y'all are here with me. My castle's in the sand. I got all I'll ever need. Got my family here with me. My castle's in the sand.
Experience the future of secure private cloud storage with Internix. Protect your files with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your data stays private and accessible only to you. That's INTERNXT.com today. Unlock a world of convenience with Mullybox, your one-stop solution for personalized subscription boxes delivered right to your door. Each box is tailored to your tastes. Mullybox.com. That's MULLYBOX.com.
So all you have to do is tap your Popple to the back of someone's phone, like that, and they instantly get your social media and contact info right on their screen. They don't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. So get your Popple today and start impressing everyone you meet. Make it pop.
Looking for tickets to the hottest shows, games, and events? Ticket Liquidator is your one-stop shop for great prices, no hassles, and guaranteed tickets. Whether it's sports, theater, or concert, for the best seats at the biggest events, start with Ticket Liquidator today at ticketliquidator.com. Ticket Liquidator. Welcome to Kitbag, the ultimate destination for football fans. Whether you're cheering for Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, or any other top club, for true football passion, think Kitbag. Visit kitbag.com today. That's KITBAG.com. Kitbag. Since 2014, we've been creating vegan, clean, and affordable skincare with proven actives and potent botanicals designed to treat your ever-changing skin. Celebrate our first decade of transformation today at facetheory.com/US-EN. Face Theory.
Tasmanian spring water range from Sand and Sky. This range is really good for dry and dehydrated skin like myself, packed with 2 types of hyaluronic acid, fermented sea kelp to reduce redness, and my skin feels so dewy and so hydrated.
Finding a sleep sack that my baby likes has been a struggle.
The sleep sack from Joy is a major upgrade.
It is all natural eucalyptus, which is breathable and hypoallergenic.
This weekend, downtown turns into one big open-air art gallery. The Austin Avenue Art Fair is back with local painters, makers, sculptors, and musicians lining the streets on Saturday. Art Walk of Waco returns, where you can get on the trolley, jump between stops, listen to live music, and watch artists create in real time. The best of which being Art Duel. It's a 20-minute live painting showdown where the crowd decides who moves on. It's one of the best weekends to be in Waco, November 22nd and 23rd.
What if you could clean clean? With bio-based formulas and deep cleaning enzymes. No dyes, phthalates, or mystery ingredients. Just powerful pods for your dishes and laundry. Now you can, with drops. Made clean, made to clean.
It's not just a glove, it's a 44 Pro. Crafted with dedication, made for performance, and built to last. Get your custom glove today at 44pro.com and experience the 44 Pro difference. That's 44pro.com, 44 Pro.
If your home's feeling a bit dated or you're dreaming of that beautiful outdoor oasis, I have got the team for you. Gather & Co., the family-owned remodeling pros right here in Greater Waco since 1998. Led by the Falconberry family, they specialize in stunning kitchen and bathroom makeovers. Think custom walk-in showers, sleek cabinetry, and aging-in-place upgrades for easy living. They also nail outdoor spaces with pergolas, patio covers, sunrooms, and screen rooms that turn your backyard into a year-round retreat. What sets them apart? Personalized designs, top-notch craftsmanship, and a hassle-free process for free in-home consultations to spot-on completion, plus financing options to make it simple. Customers love them, raving about the friendly crew and attention to every detail. Ready to gather in your dream home? Call Gather & Co. today, 254-759-1147 for a no-obligation quote.
But boy, it looked effortless.
Man, watch this.
Layups, floaters, threes. He was like an unsolvable equation.
I was born like this.
His resilience, his strength, his belief, adversity never stood a chance.
Know your power.
We offer fast shipping, exceptional customer support, and furniture solutions that stand up to high traffic environment. Elevate your space with BizChair's vast selection of stylish, reliable, and cost-effective furniture. Visit us today at bizchair.com to transform your business.
Experience with the Bosley MD hair regrowth kit was amazing. It was easy to use. It let me take off my hat. I could go in public and have my picture taken and feel normal again.
BosleyMD.com.
At Tusain's, we understand that maintaining a healthy lifestyle can be challenging, especially in today's fast-paced world. That's why our mission is to make fitness accessible to everyone, anywhere. Visit Tusains.com today and start your journey to better health. That's TOUSAINS.com. Launched in 2023, ushers in a new era of sapphire ice cooling technology, offering nearly painless hair reduction in just 3 weeks. That's ULIKE.com. You like.
Oh. 5 years old, Dad got me a bike, no training wheels. He never liked them. He said, when you fall, you learn to get back up. Just keep on top, keep it right down the middle. Don't look back, don't forget to pedal. Keep your feet moving all the time. No matter what happens, get back up and ride. Get back up and ride. Just keep on believing you're gonna make it. Don't stop, don't put your foot on the brake. No matter how fast or slow you go, you might get scratched, you might get bruised. Falling's gonna make you feel like you're losing. Well, that's the way it is in life. No matter what happens, get back up and ride. Get back up and ride. Well, I've fallen off, I've been knocked down so many times now, I can't count them, but I never will forget. Those words my dad shouted out to me keep me going in this life, you see, 'cause we all get banged up now and then. Just keep on believing you're gonna make it. Don't stop, don't put your foot on the brake, no matter how fast or slow you go. You might get scratched, you might get bruises. Falling's gonna make you feel like you're losing. That's the way it is in life. No matter what happens, get back up and ride. Get back up and ride. You got to get back up and ride. Get back up and ride. Old scars with new ink, tattoos and memories, like murals on a wall, helping me recall my passions and dreams. Old scars with new ink, every line tells a story. If you look close enough, I tried to cover up old scars with new ink. That's Mom on my shoulder, Jesus watching underneath my sleeve. When I'm reaching out a helping hand, when I'm reaching for a drink, and this compass so I'll never get lost again on my way back home. Sanskrit letters remind me to breathe when I'm tired and alone. Old scars with new ink, every line tells a story. If you look close enough, I tried to cover up old scars with new ink. Like this angel from heaven sent down to rescue me, across the shoulders of a broken man, hiding underneath old scars with new ink. Well, every line tells a story. If you look close enough, it's hard to cover up old scars with new ink. Like this new heart surrounded with chains, locked with a key, painted over a broken heart, beating underneath. Old scars with new ink, the colors start fading. If you look close enough, it's hard to cover up old scars with new ink. When the hurting's deep enough, it's hard to cover up old scars with new ink.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farm, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Get paid faster with Bill, the easiest way to send, receive, and manage your payments. No more delays, no more hassle. Whether you're a freelancer or a business, Bill makes payments seamless and secure, simple, fast, and reliable. Sign up today at Bill.com. With a focus on performance, design, and customer service, we're here to help you work smarter, not harder. Join us on our journey to simplify your world. Visit acasis.com today. That's ACASIS.com today.
VivoSun's mission is to empower growers with stylish and effective products, making indoor growing accessible and enjoyable for everyone. Visit vivosun.com today and get started making growing plants and vegetables easy and automatic.
At Covers & All, we've revolutionized protective solutions with cutting-edge, customizable covers, tarps, and curtains. We deliver premier protection at affordable prices and express shipping. Visit coversandall.com today for the perfect fit, guaranteed to last.
Well, I took up golf a little late in life. Got a set of clubs from my dear wife. She said, "You've been spending too much time at home." So me and some good old buddies of mine, we all headed to the links for the very first time, and I discovered the greatest sport I've ever known. Well, it's a lot like fishing without the lake. You get up early, hell, you stay out late, take everything you own, toss it on a cart. We got everything now. Ice chest, cold beer, pork rinds too, golf clubs, golf balls, tees and shoes. We're off down the fairway, chasing that little white ball. Let's all get in the cart now. Cow pasture pool, learning all the rules. Red stakes, hazards, white stakes out of bounds. But I'm hitting 5 and hollering 4, writing 3 down for my score. Oh Lord, I really love this game of golf. Now you gotta make a side bet on every hole, but never more than Zach can afford. Long as off the tee box, closest to the pin. And there's birdies and greenies, sandies and trash, and I hope I brought enough cash. If I can sink a 40-foot putt, I think I'll win. It's in the hole now. Cow pasture pool, learning all the rules. Red stakes, hazards, white stakes out of bounds. And I'm hitting 5, hollering 4, writing 3 down for my score. Oh Lord, I really love this game of golf, especially on a day like today. Now it's quiet on the tee box, they're about to hit. Grab a club, swing a hard, holler, "Oh, should I hit another mulligan? 'Cause that one's out of play." Now head down, swing easy, back in your stance. Get it past the ladies' tee box or drop your pants. Ain't no better way to spend the day. Let's do it again. Cow pasture pool, learning all the rules. Red stakes, hazards, white stakes out of bounds. But I'm hitting 5 and hollering 4, writing 3 down for my score. Oh Lord, I really love this game of golf. Looks like a gimme to me.
Planning a trip to Waco? Here are some must-do stops. Walk across the Waco Suspension Bridge over the Brazos River. Visit Cameron Park Zoo for up-close animal encounters. Explore Texas history at the Texas Rangers Museum. Try amazing barbecue and local eats. Discover fossils at Mammoth National Monument. Visit the Dr. Pepper Museum for a sweet history lesson. Experience Magnolia Market and see what Chip and Joanne built. And don't miss the Baylor Bear Habitat. Want more Waco adventures? Watch the full video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and be adventurous. Let's go. Vámonos.
Nalgene Outdoor has been your trusted companion, fueling adventures and helping protect the planet. We're committed to reducing waste, improving access to clean water, and providing simple, safe, and sustainable products for you and your family. NALGENE.com. Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. NordVPN.com. That's NORDVPN.com.
A journey into new thoughts, new cultures, new adventures. So what are you waiting for? Start your journey with Babbel now. Go to babbel.com or download the app.
It doesn't matter if your investment budget is small or big. All you need is Benzinga Pro and its powerful news alerts, price tracking, and portfolio monitoring. Subscribe now, and we'll skyrocket your portfolio today.
At Fullwell, we bring together the expertise of registered dietitians, MDs, and OBGYNs to give you the best fertility support. Fullwell, your trusted partner on your fertility journey. Visit us at fullwellfertility.com.